One day I'm driving on the city streets here in Mesa, Arizona, doing 45 miles per hour, which is exactly what the speed limit is. I'm a grandpa driver. I rarely speed, but I stick to the far right lane so y'all speedsters can zoom past me. I notice in my rearview mirror that there's a car driving close behind me, too close in my opinion, but I don't let it bother me because I'd rather be paying attention to what's going on in front of me. I then notice in my passenger side window that the car decides to speed past me on my right. When he is even with me, I look over out my window to glare into his driver's side. The dude is staring back at me, throws up his hands as if to gesture that I'm upsetting him with my slow driving. He then speeds past me and quickly cuts into my lane without using his turning signal and in a way that idiot drivers do that we all have probably encountered at least once in our driving years. The car accelerates in front of me and I don't think nothing of it. I go back to singing along to what was playing on the radio. Coming up to one of the next stoplights, wouldn't you know it, the same car and this idiot driver is in the left-hand lane waiting to turn. I honk my horn. The driver looks over with a "what do you want" expression on his face. I give him a sarcastic wave while laughing. He chuckles and nods his head in a "yeah, okay, I get it" kind of way. The light turns green and we go our separate ways. The moral of the story? Slow down. What's up, good people? Thank you for clicking play on another episode of Big Man, Tiny Kingdom. I recently moved to Apache Junction, Arizona, and it's not just the city in which I live now, it's also the location of two of my most visited parks. I'm not going to talk too much about those parks. I've already done so in past episodes, but let me give a quick shout out to Lost Dutchman State Park and Usery Mountain Regional Park. Both are fantastic places to visit. If you're in Arizona and haven't been, I definitely recommend you try them out. I always enjoy myself when I'm there for camping, stargazing events, exploring the trails. Tons of things to do within the parks and all throughout the area. There is the ever so wonderful Superstition Mountains. There are a few beautiful bodies of water, Roosevelt Lake, Canyon Lake, and the Salt River. I'm a water person, love being around it, and this part of Arizona does not disappoint. One of the things I love doing when visiting Canyon Lake is taking a ride on the Dolly Steamboat. Another entertaining thing in the area that I like is the Goldfield Ghost Town, a variety of fun things to explore while there, and some pieces of history to learn about. Across the way from it is the Superstition Mountain Museum. What I love most about that place, being a big-time movie lover, is getting to check out the Apache Land Movie Gallery, which has a lot of props and other items on display for some of the old Western movies that got filmed in that area. Technically, some of these places I'm mentioning are in the neighboring city, Gold Canyon, but it's all relative to Apache Junction, in my opinion, so I'm calling a spade a spade. Tons more that I could mention, but hopefully you are able to tell from what I've already shared. It's definitely an area that has it going on. I don't think this part of Arizona gets as much credit and highlight as it deserves. It's some gorgeous mountain country environment, and even the city neighborhood areas of Apache Junction has a nice atmosphere. It's really surprised me. For many years, I've heard only the negative opinion side of AJ, but now that I live here, I don't know what those folks were talking about. I'm really impressed. Now, with saying that, I haven't been on every street to see the bad stuff someone may have to say about it, but if we're keeping it 100, every city, no matter where you live, has those pockets of land or people or situations that would be considered a nuisance. I am still new in Apache Junction, but so far I haven't seen that BS I've heard. I've been looking. I have a radar up because other people's opinions have me on alert. What I've discovered is that those folks who have something to say don't live here anyway, so their false narrative is null and void. The residents that I interact with in my neighborhood and on the Nextdoor website are no different from people in Phoenix, Seattle, Baltimore, Atlanta, and the other metro cities where I've lived. One thing that I love, it's a small thing, but it hits big with me. The Super Walmart in Apache Junction is by far the best Walmart that I've been to when comparing it to nearby cities, Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, and Phoenix. And I'm relating that to how clean it is, how nicely the store is organized, the quality look of the fruits, veggies, and meats, the friendliness and knowledge of the staff. I don't think us consumers expect much from retail store workers. I feel like we have this, you get what you get, it is what it is mentality about retail, restaurant, and other similar service type workers, which shame on us. Our expectations of quality service shouldn't bend just because we want to be understanding and sensitive to someone who may be in those working conditions. But as far as what I've been accustomed to receiving from Walmart customer service workers, there's only one Walmart in Apache Junction, and the powers to be at that location, they take their job seriously, and they impress that down to their team members. They are all doing a top tier job, making sure that us customers in this area can say the type of stuff that I'm saying right now about them. And it's not only the big box stores in the area that treat me that way. The restaurants I've been to are great, the laundromat, et cetera, et cetera. I rate them higher than the same stores I visit in other cities. Maybe it's because there's only one of them in Apache Junction in comparison to, say, Walmart's in Mesa, which seem like there is one every couple miles. So maybe because there's only one, the effort put into making sure that one is top notch is just more output being done there. Maybe less is more. That's probably it, because just as I'm finding out with living in my tiny kingdom on wheels, big things do come in small packages. And like I always do, Apache Junction is living life real big. Don't believe everything you hear. Get it from the source. See it for yourself. I feel like if we did that in every area of our lives, as the song goes, this world would be a better place for you and me. One upcoming plan that I have in the Apache Junction area is to visit another one of my favorite locations to go to, and that's the Usery Mountain Shooting Range. I'm going to spend a few hours there getting in some target shooting, and just like the other places I mentioned, this is one of the cool things that you can do in Apache Junction. Whatever you getting yourself into, keep it kosher, good people. This is Big Man, Tiny Kingdom.
His love endures forever.